Premium microphone boom arms. Is there a reason for these types of things to exist? Is there any reason why somebody should spend this much money on a microphone boom arm, period? When I recently did a review of the Fine BM88, you can find that linked in the description, by the way, to that review, for something that costs roughly around $50 for a microphone boom arm. That's a low profile boom arm that pretty much does what you need it to do. Hold your microphone. The build quality is satisfactory. And again, the price point, that you can't really beat it or argue for it. But I-XTECH saw my video of that, and they sent out 2 of their microphone boom arms for a comparison between the both of them. Later in February, that's another thing, they're dropping a white line of these microphone boom arms. So there will be a availability, I would say, in color coordination for your setup if you are looking for a white microphone boom arm. I'm not sure exactly what date or wherever, they haven't disclosed that information, but they did disclose that they will be sending me the white versions wherever to take a look at once they dropped or are available. So you can subscribe to the YouTube channel to check that out when that video comes out too in the future. But right now, what we're going to talk about is these 2 microphone boom arms that they sent out. One is the Captain and one is called the Lizard. The Lizard is the low profile boom arm, and the Captain is the more traditional, I would say, scissors boom arm that we have seen out there. These microphone boom arms are fairly interesting as far as the price points and everything that they usually sell at, but then again, they having a discount. However, right now, I don't know if it's because of Christmas time, holidays, whatever. I want to talk about the pros, my overall thoughts of it, any cons that I can think of, and then we'll wrap up the video with talking about, is this microphone boom arm systems right for you, and should you pay this price for them? All right, so traditionally what you would get is something like this with a microphone boom arm. The difference with the I-XTECH microphone boom arms we'll get to in a second, but I want to show that most of the time you have to pull this mechanism down to back it up or wherever. If you're running into issues like this part is hitting a wall, or you're trying to get into a, I would say, a place that doesn't allow you to fully articulate the 360 motion of the ratcheting mechanism, wherever, you will pull this slot down and then you would twist it, and then you would, you know, fix it or whatever and continue to ratchet. This mechanism is actually something that I do not like. And this would just be a comparison like to the traditional, you know, I would say cheap microphone boom arm that you will find for like 10 bucks or whatever on Amazon. It's just like the little ball weights. There's really no padding or anything like that. This is just going to ruin your desk, and it's going to be a frustrating time using the microphone boom arms that come with this mechanism. But the difference here is that with the I-XTECH, it actually comes with the headphone hanger that has a decent amount of padding just alone for its headphone hanger. And then when you don't need it or it's in the way or something like that, it actually clasps at the top at a wedge type and sticks. It has the different mechanism for ratcheting, which again, it makes it better and easier in my opinion to actually clamp to the desk. The pad right here is ridiculously, I would say, thick for clamping to the desk, and it's actually like soft or wherever, so you don't have to worry about it peeling off. But up here you might notice that there's no padding. The reason why there's no padding there is because this whole stand or wherever can be used in a grommet style, so you can detach all this stuff or wherever, put the hole in your desk, or if you already have a pre-grommeted hole wherever for your desktop, you can put this mechanism in there. So they made sure that there was no pad here or wherever that you place on later, just in case you wanted to use the grommet style. So next up, what I want to talk to you guys about is what comes in the box. Pretty much both of them come in the box, except for some don't come with the actual Lizard or the low profile boom arm version, but both of them come with the ability of having the back, like I said, having that headphone portion or wherever to put it on, and the option of grommeting the actual, I would say the microphone stand or wherever to the desk. Again, you have a thick adhesive pad here for the top that's really, I would say, stiff or wherever, that's going to actually protect the top of your desk, just like the bottom portion or wherever of your desk with this mechanism right here. Both of them have an extension pole. Again, both microphone boom arms, and from what I've seen, all their microphone boom arms has this extension pole, which is nice. This one in particular if I remember correctly, it just comes with the Captain. It does not come with the low profile boom arm. It's just a, I would say, top wherever. It's a traditional. I have these cheap, I would say, I don't even know what to say, mountain heads, tripod heads, or wherever, that allow you to mount something on top of it or wherever, and then you tighten the back and it no longer moves or wherever. I have a lot of these. These are very, very cheap. This is the only thing out of the whole entire setup, I would say, at least for the Captain, that feels cheap in comparison to everything else in the box, including the microphone boom arm. But this, what it's supposed to connect to is this. This is something that comes with a Captain. This is a tablet or phone holder. You can put, your tablet in here or your phone in here, and obviously it opens up pretty wide, so I think it will be able to hold anything. It has, decent cushion and stuff. It feels relatively cheap, but not as cheap as this, but it doesn't feel like cheap, like it's gonna break or not be able to hold your phone or tablet. There's other ways. I guess you could do it this way. If you wanted to do it long ways, it will have to hold this way. So there you go. But you can hold it like this, have it right next to you or something like that. I find this very useful. The only difference that what I would say that I would like is maybe having a ability to have like some attaching like a fast charge or something to it. That would be pretty cool, like a wireless charger or something option or wherever to wirelessly charge maybe your tablet if it has that capability, or your like I said, my phone does. But that's why it has the holes right here. So if you need to pass, I would imagine, a cable to charge, you can do that. And again, it's big enough for your tablets and stuff. I don't find an issue with this, other than it does feel a little bit cheap. Any type of microphone yoke or microphone itself is going to be fit on there. You have all the tips or the inner screws or wherever that you need to attach your microphone to the top of the microphone boom arm. So first up, let's talk about the I-XTECH low profile boom arm, their version called the Lizard. What we're going to notice is that it has the same mechanisms like the Fine BM88. Underneath, you will find the cable channel for your XLR or your USB cable to run through the bottom, where fixing that old problem of the Elgato where the metal just at the top just keeps on falling off, and just being really annoying with the clanking of metal. Speaking of metal, this microphone boom arm is not metal. It's actually made out of aluminum, which I find it very weird and different, but at the same time weird in a good way. Like, this actually kind of makes sense, especially at this price point, being a so-called premium. Most people might have a problem with the being made out of that, but it doesn't have that weird like pinginess of metal when it comes from like the Elgato low profile boom arm, especially since now they fixed again that cable management way with doing the same way I would say Fine has done with the BM88. So it's very smooth going around 360 degrees. There's no clanking of anything or wherever, because it's not made out of metal, again, aluminum. The finish looks nice and everything. It looks it kind of looks like it would be, say, fingerprint magnet, but I have not really have any complaints or whatever with it. It just looks that way, but once you touch it, it doesn't. So it's kind of weird what they did here. I'm not entirely sure. We do have a little bit of branding or wherever on the microphone boom arm, whereas most people decide to put their branding on the actual clamp that clamps to the desk with most companies. But again, this one, its clamp is a headphone rest hanger thing or wherever, which again, I think is fine. I don't know why, now that I've seen it and I've kind of used it, I don't know why companies don't do this. This just actually kind of makes sense, at least to me. If you're going to have your microphone boom arm like close to you and not like on the back side of your desk, why not include it? The only other thing I would say is apparently there is a way to unscrew that from the back or wherever. So if you are putting on the back side of your desk and you're worrying about like it touching the wall and not being flush to the wall or something like that with your other clamps, again, there is a way to take it off. It looks like some screws or wherever. You just unscrew it, obviously, and you take that mechanism off. I don't know why other companies are not doing this. So when they come out with the white version and they send it to me, I probably will just switch to that microphone boom arm just to be able to use that. I would say the rest of it, again, the tensions and everything feels good. I think it's enough as far as wide enough for cable. The extension rod, I know why it's there. I understand some people need that extra extension, especially like something on the Captain that we'll get to in a bit. But on a low profile boom arm, I find it a little bit weird that people would sit there and use this extension arm just because of how high it goes. Let me know in the comments down below who would actually use this with a low profile, because in my personal opinion, the whole low profile boom arm is supposed to be a low profile, meaning underneath monitors or being super low, so it's not in, I would say, a shot when you're doing a talking head video or maybe live streaming or something. You don't see a microphone boom arm, you maybe see like the tip or top of a mic. But I don't know, maybe if you have a sit stand desk and you're standing and you need that extra height or wherever for a low profile boom arm, so it still keeps that I would say that synergy of your shot, maybe an extension that would make the low profile boom arm go longer, like an extra like turning mechanism, so there's 3 of them instead of 2. It's kind of like, you know, if they have a longer desk, like I have a 72-inch desk, so some people have like a 96 or something like that, or like attached to the wall or something, and maybe they want it way over away or something like that, and they could afford to, you know, have that extra length. Maybe that kind of extension for a low profile, but just the height extension, I don't know who would use it, but yeah, overall it's a win for me. I like the product. The Lizard or the low profile version, where you actually have to screw the base or wherever to, you know, the mechanism, and then attach it to your desk, because, you know, most people, when it comes to low profile one, they might want to grommet it, so they just leave it up to your choice wherever, as far as putting it. But the Captain comes pre-installed or wherever with the actual mechanism, wherever that's going to attach to your desk. It still has the grommet option, so you will have to go and unscrew them, but typically I would say with this type of microphone boom arm, it makes sense that it's already pre-attached to this mechanism right here, because most people who get this type of boom arm are not going to want to have that grommet option anyways. So it's just a step that you're going to notice that you don't have to, it's not an extra step that you're gonna have to do. Whereas if you get the low profile boom arm, you're gonna have to do it. Again, both of them have the headphone, a little attachment right there. I've talked about it before, and I shot B-roll with it for the Lizard. But here's the mechanism right here. You can see you have like these two little screw areas. So if you want to take this portion off for whatever reason for your headset holder or wherever you can. Again, both of them come with extensions. I've already showed the extension for the low profile boom arm, but the Lizard one or wherever, you know, it's a little bit different. I would say it's a little bit skinnier than the Lizard one. Here's the Lizard one, and I would say it's roughly about the same height. It looks like the Captain is just a little bit taller, and that's it. The Captain feels a little bit I would say more plasticky. I would say the Captain has, like I said, that shell or wherever over the scissor part, but you can still hear the springs and the vibrations or wherever through it. So I'm a little bit worried if you accidentally bump it or something like that, is that sound reverberation going to go into your microphone, especially if you're using a cardioid microphone instead of a dynamic one, and maybe on top of that you don't have VSTs and plugins I would say installed on your microphone through software or something like that. I'm wondering if that noise will pick up, so that might be something you want to be a little cautious about, as far as like tapping this thing and making sure it's a decent amount of ways away from you, so you're not hitting with your arms or something like that. Other than that, it gives you enough warnings or wherever on the label saying that it's stored energy, because it's one of those where they, you know, zip tied it together, wherever me personally, mine didn't explode. I cut it and it just stayed there, and even when I tried to open it up or wherever, it didn't like spaz out on me. It just, you know, slowly opened up. So just still be cautious. Don't hit yourself in the face. Do it somewhere relatively safe that's not going to damage anything or something like that. Just be very careful opening it. All right, so where are my overall thoughts of, I guess, the Captain traditional, I would say, scissor mic boom arm? Is the fact of it's really cool that you get the little cell phone thing that I showed off earlier, but I wouldn't use it that way. I would use it like I showed in the B-roll with just the microphone. But I think it's a really cool addition or wherever, having something like this. I don't know if somebody would purposely go out and get a microphone boom arm that has this capability, but maybe they go out and get this one in particular, and in the future maybe they get a low profile one or something like that, but they could still find use for it. So it's good to have that inclusion. But again, I'm not sure who would actually go out and just on purpose get this, because there probably are cheaper, tablet or phone stands or something like that, that again, for this price point, that you could probably get or wherever, that can do the same function as this little addition. I think it's built really good. I noticed, again, I know there's the tension points and stuff, but I noticed the movement is not as smooth as the Lizard one or wherever with the low profile, as far as like moving around and everything. Me personally, even just looking at it, I would just use the extension. Even if you're not going to have it going over your monitor, and if you have a long enough desk, then putting it further back or wherever away from you and having the extension, and just bring the microphone arm, I would say, closer or wherever to you or something like that. Because just seeing it or wherever going right into the bottom, the stem or wherever that hooks up into the bottom that clamps to the desk, there's not really that much height, and it might be because I'm 6 foot or something, but it just looks too small to me, and you would have to have it relatively close. And if you want to attach it to the other side of your desk or wherever, again, even if you not having it go under, over your monitors, it just seems too short or whatever for clamping on the backside of your desk and bringing a microphone boom arm close to you, or even having it to the side of you. You would have to have it relatively short, and then you run into the problem of bumping it with your arm, or if you have it on your mouse side, hitting it or wherever. If you're using controller, then maybe you wouldn't run into these issues or wherever. But even if you had it recessed or wherever, or pushed away, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, because you're editing or you're doing something or wherever, I imagine even having it relatively close, you're still going to bump into it. So just putting it on the extension, and again, having it further away, and then just dragging the microphone arm out wherever, gives it that extra length and gives it that extra height that something like this definitely needs, because again, it just sits too close, I would think, to the desk. My overall thoughts and opinions with these microphone boom arms is that the screenshotted price that I screenshotted when they were talking to me about it and stuff, and I've seen, I would say those discounted prices are justified as far as how much it costs. The regular price or wherever, without the discount and all that stuff or wherever, just the normal price, I would say it's not worth it. Just because, at least from a low profile boom arm standpoint, I've talked about it in my BM88 video. There's a lot of companies that are coming with sub $100 microphone boom arms that are going to be all makes and models, like plastic, aluminum, metal. There's going to be like a variety of different things at different price points. And again, you get the BM88 in black and white from Fine or wherever for like $50. Is it as the same quality as what we get here with the Lizard from the I-XTECH or wherever? No. I definitely would say the Lizard is more premium feeling and everything. And obviously it comes with the grommet option. It comes with the extension pole. It comes with like a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't think either one of these should be over $100. I would say for the Lizard or wherever, I would say around probably $80, just because it comes with the grommet, the extension pole, all the accessories and stuff like that, and the options and the headphone hanger and stuff like that. I would say between $70 and $80 would be justified for the price for that. As far as the regular Captain or wherever, the big microphone boom arm, even though it comes with the tablet, the accessory, and the extension pole and all that stuff or wherever, I would say this microphone boom arm, just from the feel of it and everything or wherever, the look of it's fine. It's all fine. It's just when you touch it, and like I said, hitting it or wherever and getting that reverberation or wherever of the springs inside and everything. So I would say roughly around, for what it comes in a box and all that stuff, I'll say roughly around $60, between 60 and 70. 70 is kind of pushing it. So maybe between, like, again, around $60, I would say, for this microphone boom arm would be a nice price. And even if you wanted to extend it to like 70, again, be a nice price or whatever. That's as far as what I would say these microphones, boom arms or whatever, should be, in my personal opinion. If you ask me the price of them after just looking at them and I didn't see the previous prices, this is what I would guess. Wherever the low profiles are probably around $70-$80, and then the regular scissor arm is probably $60-$70. This is kind of in that territory, like I posed a question earlier. Is it really justified having a premium microphone boom arm? If you ask me, is this premium? Yes. Do I think we should have premium boom arms like this? Yes. I do like all the included accessories, like I said, and everything. I just don't think they should be over $100, but this would be premium. If somebody wanted a really good, solid microphone boom arm, whether it be a low profile or a regular, scissor arm microphone boom arm, and they asked me for suggestions, I would suggest these microphone boom arms. The screenshotted prices or wherever, if they stay at those prices and those were the normal prices that you can buy right now, I would highly recommend both of these microphone boom arms. If you're interested in I-XTECH microphone boom arms. They'll be listed down in the description, especially the ones that we covered today, and then just the website period. Like I stated earlier, there is going to be white versions that are going to be released in February. I will be covering those. So overall, like I said, I recommend the product or wherever. I just recommend them only at the screenshotted prices. If you see them at normal pricing, then I would just wait until there's a sale or something like that again, because it's kind of high in my personal opinion for what you get here. But there's enough options here, enough accessories, enough ways to use them and everything. Actual innovation as far as having the grommet holes, having the headphone hanger, having the extension poles, and then even on the regular one, having the phone tablet or wherever. I would like to see this be added to all the packaging or wherever for all the microphone boom arms in the future. So at least having it sold separately or something on your website, or starting to include them in the actual low profile bundle. I don't know. If you're interested in the microphone boom arms, they'll be listed down in the description. These are really, really nice. I would say overall, my personal choice would be obviously the low profile boom arm, because that just fits my needs and my wants and what I need. And honestly, a white version of these would be super, super nice. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. With that being said, if you're new to the channel, you already know what to do. If you want to talk to me about anything on my live streams or for product reviews or anything I've talked about in the video today, you can check out the live stream link up here and down in the description or wherever, and I'll catch you guys over there. That being said, y'all take care. Have a squid-tastic day. God bless you and yours. And deuces, everybody. Much love.